The city's biggest murder trial had reached its final day. The courtroom was overflowing with reporters. Daniel Cross stood silently in the defendant's box. The judge addressed the jury. "Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to deliver your verdict." Everyone held their breath. The jury retired to the deliberation room. One by one, the votes were cast. Not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. 11 jurors reached the same decision. Only one chair remained silent. Juror number 8 hadn't voted. The jury foreman looked at Evelyn Moore. "Why won't you vote?" She stared at the courtroom window. "I can't." "What do you mean?" "Because I saw something no one else saw." Silence filled the room. Judge Sinclair called Emma into his chambers. "The jury is deadlocked." Emma frowned. One juror refuses to speak. Judge Sinclair whispered, "I think she's afraid." Afraid of what? The same people were hunting. That evening, Emma secretly met Evelyn. Before Emma could ask a question, Evelyn handed her a folded piece of paper. She whispered, "Read it. Only when you're alone." Then she walked away. Back at headquarters, Emma unfolded the paper. It wasn't a letter. It was a rough sketch. A courtroom, the jury box, and a shadowy figure standing behind the judge. Lucas looked closely. "That's impossible." No one was standing there. Lucas reviewed the courtroom CCTV. Everything looked normal. Then, for a single frame, a dark silhouette appeared behind the judge's bench. The very next frame, it was gone. Emma whispered. Evelyn wasn't imagining it. When Evelyn returned home, a black envelope lay on her kitchen table. She hadn't locked the door. Inside, only one sentence: "Keep silent, or become the next verdict." Her hands trembled. The next morning, court was about to begin. 11 jurors arrived. Evelyn's chair remained empty. Judge Sinclair looked toward Emma. "Find her, before someone else does." Emma searched Evelyn's house. She was gone. But on the dining table, a chessboard remained. Every white piece had fallen. Only one black queen stood upright. Underneath it, a handwritten note. "The jury was never judging the prisoner. They were judging you." Emma searched every room. Evelyn Moore had disappeared. Nothing had been stolen. Nothing was broken. On the dining table, a cup of tea was still warm. Lucas looked at the clock. She left less than 10 minutes ago. Then Emma noticed a tiny hidden camera inside the wall clock. Lucas removed the memory card. The video began. Evelyn was sitting alone. Suddenly, a shadow appeared behind her. No face, only a black silhouette. A voice whispered, "You saw too much." The screen went black. The floor plan revealed something strange. There was a basement beneath Evelyn's house. Emma forced open a rusted trapdoor. Below, a secret room. Its walls were covered with newspaper clippings from old murder trials. Every case connected to the architect. Emma discovered Evelyn's journal. Every page described strange events inside the courtroom. One sentence was circled in red. The judge wasn't being watched. He was taking orders. Lucas looked shocked. If this is true, the conspiracy reaches the courtroom itself. Emma questioned the courthouse bailiff. He appeared calm. Too calm. When Emma mentioned Evelyn's name, he quietly walked away. Lucas checked his personnel file. It had been created only 3 months earlier. Behind the judge's bench, Emma found a hidden door. A narrow passage led behind the courtroom walls. Small viewing windows overlooked the jury. Someone had been secretly watching every trial. Written on the wall, in faded black ink, was one name: Evelyn Moore. Below it, a date from 20 years ago. Emma whispered. She didn't become a juror by accident. Emma visited Daniel Cross. He leaned toward the glass. "I've seen that woman before." Emma frowned. "Where?" Daniel replied. 15 years ago, at another murder trial." Emma's phone rang. Unknown number. A calm voice whispered, "Stop looking for Evelyn. She's protecting the only truth left." The call ended. Exactly 12 seconds. That night, Emma returned to the empty courtroom. She sat in Evelyn's jury seat. Under the wooden desk, her fingers touched something. A small flash drive. A handwritten label read, "Play this before the verdict." Back at the forensic lab, Emma inserted the flash drive into a secure computer. A courtroom recording appeared. It had been filmed 20 years ago. The same courtroom, the same judge's bench, the same jury box. But something was different. A hidden door behind the judge slowly opened. A man stepped out of the hidden passage. His face remained hidden in the shadows. He whispered something into the judge's ear. Moments later, the judge changed his final ruling. Emma paused the video. So every verdict was being controlled. The video suddenly switched. Evelyn appeared on the screen. If you're watching this, I may already be dead. I stayed silent because I recognized that man. I saw him during another trial. 15 years ago. Evelyn held up an old photograph. It showed 12 jurors. 11 faces were familiar. One face had been burned away. On the back was written, "He was never chosen by the court." Lucas investigated the courthouse bailiff. His fingerprints matched. A partial print recovered from the hidden courtroom passage. Emma confronted him. He smiled. "You've finally found one of us." Then he ran. The bailiff sprinted through the courthouse. Emma chased him upstairs. He reached the roof. Police surrounded every exit. There was nowhere left to run. The bailiff laughed. "You still don't understand." Before Emma could arrest him, a sniper's bullet struck the bailiff. He collapsed instantly. With his last breath, he whispered, "The jury was never meant to decide." He died before saying anything else. Lucas examined the bullet. It matches the same weapon, used in 3 previous murders. Emma looked toward the distant rooftops. "The sniper has been following us all along." Police tracked Evelyn's phone. Deep inside an abandoned courthouse archive, they found her alive, weak, but unharmed. She looked at Emma and whispered, "I remember his face now." Emma asked, "Whose?" Evelyn answered, "The architect." Evelyn slowly began drawing the man's face from memory. Every line, every scar, every detail. As the portrait neared completion, the lights suddenly went out. When the backup lights returned, the sketch was gone. Only another black envelope remained. Across the front, written in silver ink. Emma searched the entire archive. The portrait Evelyn had drawn had vanished. No broken doors, no open windows. Only one clue remained. A small piece of charcoal lay on the floor. Lucas picked it up. "It's still warm. Someone took the sketch less than a minute ago." Evelyn closed her eyes. "I don't need the sketch. I remember one thing. The architect always wore black leather gloves, and he had a burn scar on his left wrist." Emma quickly wrote everything down. Lucas began creating a digital facial reconstruction. Lucas enhanced the old courtroom footage. Frame by frame, the hidden figure briefly raised his hand. Emma froze. The burn scar was clearly visible. The architect had unknowingly revealed his identity years ago. Judge Sinclair slowly stood. "I've hidden this for 20 years. I received anonymous orders before every major verdict. If I refused, innocent people disappeared." The courtroom fell silent. Behind the judge's bench, Emma discovered another hidden chamber. Inside, old tape recorders, secret trial recordings, thousands of confidential files. Every important case had been secretly monitored. Emma replayed the original trial recording. The hidden voice ordered, "Change the verdict." Seconds later, the judge announced, "Guilty." Emma whispered, "Ethan Brooks lost 15 years because someone controlled the courtroom." Suddenly, the courthouse doors slammed shut. Every exit locked automatically. The lights turned red. A voice echoed through the speakers. "Welcome to your final trial, Detective Carter." Emma drew her pistol. A tall man stepped out of the shadows. For the first time, Emma stood face to face with the architect. He smiled calmly. "You've spent 9 episodes looking for me, but you've been following my plan from the beginning." The architect placed an old case file on the judge's desk. Emma opened it. Her hands began to shake. The first page read, "Project Last Witness." Inside was every investigation Emma had ever worked on. Every move, every decision. Someone had been documenting her life for years. The architect slowly walked toward Emma. He looked directly into her eyes. Then he asked, "Detective Carter, if discovering the whole truth meant losing everyone you love, would you still choose justice?" Before Emma could answer, the lights went out. A single gunshot echoed through the courthouse. Bang! The screen faded to black.